Most people believe their lifespan is written in their genes, but science says otherwise. After the age of 70, the most powerful predictor of how long you'll live has far less to do with your DNA, and far more to do with your daily habits. There are 7 powerful signs, quiet signals your body gives that reveal how much time you may truly have left. These aren't guesses, they're rooted in research. And they often appear long before any illness ever does. Stay with this until the very end, because the final sign is the most overlooked yet. It determines whether you'll truly stay alive or merely exist. Let's start with one you might never have considered: your walking speed. It may seem insignificant, just a subtle shift, a slightly slower pace when crossing the street, a small hesitation before stepping off the curb, a brief pause when someone passes you on the sidewalk. But don't underestimate it. Your walking speed tells a story, and it's one of the most accurate, most reliable predictors of how long you'll live, not because walking is exercise, but because how you walk, how fast, how fluidly, is a window into your entire body's performance, according to research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association and supported by decades of geriatric science. Older adults who maintain a walking speed of at least 0.8 meters per second or about 27 feet per second tend to live significantly longer than those who move more slowly. That number may look unremarkable on paper, but in the real world it speaks volumes. It reveals whether your heart is strong, whether your legs still move with power, whether your brain is sharp enough to coordinate movement and prevent falls. Because walking speed isn't just about pace, it's about integration. Your walking speed is like a scoreboard for your entire nervous system. And when it slows, it rarely happens all at once. It doesn't feel like your muscles suddenly give out. It's more quiet, more gradual. Your posture softens, your footfall gets lighter, your stride shortens. You begin watching the ground more than the world around you. Your reaction time slips just a little. Each of these changes is small, but together they reveal something deeper. Your systems are beginning to downshift, and the body never does that without a reason. But you must keep your walking speed alive, because it's not just a pace, it's a lifeline. The body that walks slowly becomes the body that sits more, rests more, avoids stairs, avoids errands, avoids life itself. But the body that moves quickly, even for just a few minutes a day, stays in the world, active, engaged, independent. So measure your pace not with numbers, but with honesty. Can you walk across a parking lot without pausing? Can you keep up with someone 10 years younger? Can you finish a walk without feeling sore-winded or drained? If yes, protect that ability, train it, maintain it. If no, rebuild it slowly, steadily. Every step counts, because walking speed isn't just a sign of how you move, it's a sign of how you live. Now let's talk about something even smaller: your grip strength. It might sound like a minor detail. The way your fingers hold a coffee mug, twist a doorknob, tighten around a grocery bag, but behind that grip is something profound. In fact, your grip strength may be one of the most honest health indicators you will ever have. It doesn't lie, it doesn't hide. It quietly tells the truth about your heart, your brain, your nervous system, and your future, all through the strength of your hands. Research from Hans research from The Lancet, one of the world's most respected medical journals, revealed a startling truth. Grip strength is a stronger predictor of mortality than blood pressure. Yes, you read that right. The force in your hands, not your cholesterol, not your BMI, not even your resting heart rate, can reveal more about your life expectancy than almost any other marker. Why? Because grip strength isn't just about muscle, it's about connection. It shows how well your brain communicates with your body. It reflects whether your nervous system is firing with precision, whether your blood vessels are efficiently delivering nutrients to your extremities, whether your body still responds when you need it most. A weak grip is never just weak hands. It's a signal something deeper is declining. The heart may not be pumping as powerfully, circulation may be weakening, muscle mass may be shrinking too quickly. The nervous system may be struggling to send sharp, clear signals, and when you start losing that neural connection, that ability to hold, squeeze, and carry the decline doesn't stop at the wrist. It moves inward. Life becomes harder. Opening jars, turning keys, writing with a pen, buttoning a shirt, lifting a grandchild, or simply carrying a grocery bag can feel frustrating, even defeating. But most people brush it off. They think it's just arthritis or it's just old age, but your body isn't giving up. It's asking for help, and that help comes not through avoidance but through use. The good news: you can rebuild your grip. You can bring strength back to your hands and with it, reawaken the entire system that controls motion and coordination. Because the hands are the final link in a long, powerful chain. Brain gives spine, gives nerves, gives muscles, gives tendons, gives grip. And when you strengthen that final link, you tighten the entire chain. You remind your body how to function as one. Start simple. Use a grip trainer, just a small handheld tool. Keep it next to your couch or in the car. Use a stress ball. Squeeze it 10 to 15 times per hand every evening. Hang from a sturdy bar if you can. Even if your feet stay on the ground, carry your own bags, even the light ones. Don't let others do everything for you. Reclaim the habit of using your hands actively, daily, intentionally. Even small moments count. Squeezing a towel, wringing out a cloth, twisting open a stubborn jar with both hands and determination. These daily acts retrain your muscles, reactivate your nervous system, and reawaken your confidence. Because here's the amazing part: as grip strength returns, so does your belief in yourself. Your posture improves, your walking gait becomes more grounded, your balance stabilizes, and slowly you begin to trust yourself again, and that changes everything. People who feel strong in their bodies take initiative. They speak up, they participate, they stop spectating and start living. This isn't about building bodybuilder hands. It's about reclaiming functional independence, the ability to lift yourself, support yourself, protect yourself, to know that if you trip, you can catch yourself, that if something slips, you won't freeze, you'll grab it, that your hands won't give out halfway up the stairs. And here's the part no one talks about: grip strength protects your brain. Cognitive research has revealed that people with stronger hands tend to have sharper minds. Why? Because grip is a reflection of motor control, and motor control is directly tied to executive function, memory, and focus. So yes, grip is strength, but it's also intelligence, awareness, stability, longevity. If your grip has weakened, don't ignore it. That's not just aging. That's your system whispering, wake up, pay attention. And the answer isn't more medication. It's more activation. Your body will respond. It always does. You just have to give it the right stimulus. Start today. Pick something up and carry it a little farther. Squeeze, hold, hang, use, train your grip, and bring your life back into your hands. Because strong grip, strong heart, strong grip, sharp brain, strong grip, longer life. Don't let go of that. Now let's talk about something even deeper: your sense of purpose. There is something profoundly biological about purpose, something far beyond motivation or mindset. It's not just about having goals. It's not just about staying busy. Purpose is the silent engine that drives everything your body depends on, and when that engine goes quiet, everything else begins to slow: your hormones, your brain function, your immune system, your sense of balance, even your will to move. But when purpose is alive, truly alive, something in you stays lit, and that light becomes your protection. We often think of purpose as something grand, a legacy, a career, a mission to change the world. But at this stage in life, purpose is much simpler. It's about having a reason to wake up, something that makes you sit up instead of staying in bed. Something that keeps your mind active, your body moving, your emotions engaged with the living world around you. It might be a person, a project, a quiet habit, a walk, a prayer, a promise to yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. It only matters that it exists, because here's what science now tells us: people with a clear, active sense of purpose live longer. A major study from the University of Michigan discovered something remarkable: individuals who reported having strong purpose regardless of their age, health status, or income were significantly less likely to die during the study period. That's not just correlation. That's biology. Purpose regulates your stress hormones. It sharpens your focus. It improves sleep quality. It lowers inflammation. It gives your brain a reason to stay alert and your body a reason to keep moving. But when purpose fades, the decline is swift and often invisible. It begins subtly with restlessness, then boredom, then a quiet kind of withdrawal. You start sleeping in later. You cancel plans. You hear yourself say, "I don't really care." Or worse, "What's the point?" The days begin to blur. You eat not from hunger, but out of habit. You move less, not because of pain, but because you don't feel pulled to do more. You feel heavier even if your weight hasn't changed. And over time, the nervous system gets the message. It downshifts. It stops preparing for action. It stops anticipating the future. It simply exists, and eventually it stops. This is why retirement is dangerous. Not because rest is wrong, but because disconnection is deadly. Too many people retire from their jobs and think they can finally relax, but they also retire from challenge, from responsibility, from urgency. And within months or just a few years, they begin to deteriorate, not from overwork, from underengagement. Because your body doesn't just need rest, it needs direction. Every day you must send your body a message through action. We still have something to do. We still have something to care about. We still have a reason to show up. That message keeps your brain producing neurotransmitters. It keeps your immune system alert. It keeps your muscles responsive. It keeps your memory sharp. Purpose doesn't just keep you focused, it keeps you physically alive. So ask yourself honestly, what still excites me? What sparks my curiosity? What would I do even if no one noticed? That answer doesn't need to be grand or impressive. It could be writing a note to a grandchild, planting tomatoes, reading scripture, teaching someone what you know, feeding birds, finishing something you started, mentoring, creating, caring. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be real. Because when you don't have that emotional anchor, the days lose meaning, and when the days lose meaning, the body loses structure. And when structure is gone, the body forgets how to thrive. It begins to drift. And drifting is how people disappear, not from death, but from disconnection. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can reignite your purpose right now, at any age. You can choose something to care about again. You can send a new signal to your nervous system. You can tell your lungs, "We've got work to do." You can tell your heart, "Keep pumping, someone still needs me." You can tell your hands, "We're not done creating." You can remind your soul, "We're not just waiting, we're still becoming." That shift doesn't require a life overhaul. It starts with a decision, a choice to participate again, to serve again, to notice again, and when you do, the energy comes back. The focus returns, the appetite revives, the steadiness in your walk reappears, the rhythm in your sleep resets. The clarity in your thoughts sharpens because the body follows the mind's commitment. So if you've lost your sense of purpose, don't shame yourself, but don't ignore it either. That emptiness you feel, it's not just aging, it's a signal. And like every signal from the body, it's asking you to respond. Find your reason, big or small, quiet or loud, shared or personal. Let it move you, because the moment you remember why you're still here, you stop drifting and you start living again, resting. Heart rate. There's a quiet rhythm inside your chest, steady, constant, often unnoticed, but if you listen, really listen, it tells you everything. Not dramatic like a fever, not painful like a sore joint, not loud like a cough or a cramp. But this quiet beat holds the key to your energy, your clarity, your longevity. It's called your resting heart rate, and it may be the single most powerful number your body gives you each day. For older adults, a healthy resting heart rate usually falls between 60 and 70 beats per minute. That means when you're calm, relaxed, not under stress, your heart needs to beat only about once per second to keep your entire body alive and supplied. That is not just function, that is efficiency, that is balance. It means your cardiovascular system is well regulated. It does its job without panic, without strain, without overcompensating. And that's what we should aim for as we age, not just strength, but calm strength. a heart that doesn't overwork to keep us standing, a heart that has reserves when we need to climb stairs, carry groceries, or fight off infection, because when your resting heart rate is low but not too low, it's a sign that your body is not living in alarm. It's living in readiness, in resilience, and recovery. Here's what most people don't realize: your resting heart rate isn't fixed, it's trainable. But for many seniors, it starts creeping up quietly, slowly, without clear warning signs. One day you feel slightly winded after a short walk. Another day you notice your sleep isn't as deep, you feel more irritable, more fatigued, but you can't quite explain why. Then one day you are sitting at the doctor's office, they check your vitals and casually mention your resting heart rate. It is in the mid-80s or higher. You might shrug it off, but this is your warning: a resting heart rate consistently over 80 beats per minute has been linked to significantly higher risks of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and all-cause mortality. That means your heart is under strain even at rest. It's like an engine revving in park. Nothing looks wrong on the outside, but under the hood the system is wearing down faster than it should, and over time that silent strain takes its toll. It wears on your arteries, it taxes your brain, it disrupts your hormones, it makes recovery from even minor illness or injury feel like a mountain to climb. But here's the empowering truth: this is reversible. You can lower your resting heart rate, often without medication, often within weeks. You can bring your body back to a state of calm resilience, not by trying harder, but by giving your nervous system exactly what it craves: oxygen, movement, hydration, and rhythm. Start with your breath, one of the simplest, most powerful tools you own. Just 5 minutes of slow diaphragmatic breathing in through the nose for 4 seconds. Out through the mouth for 6 can begin to lower your heart rate in real time. Do it in the morning, before meals, before bed. It tells your body we are safe now, and when your body feels safe, it doesn't panic, it doesn't overreact, it slows down. And in that slowing, it strengthens. Next, look at your movement. You don't need to run, but you do need to walk briskly with intention every day. Just 20 to 30 minutes of daily walking lowers cortisol, improves circulation, trains your heart to beat more efficiently, and builds something called cardiovascular reserve. That reserve is your buffer, the space between effort and overwhelm. When you have it, your heart doesn't spike from small stressors. It stays steady, it stays ready. Now support all of this with hydration. Dehydrated blood is thicker, harder to pump. It puts more pressure on your heart. Aim for steady water intake throughout the day, not just when you are thirsty. Consider adding a pinch of sea salt or electrolyte powder if needed. Your heart is a pump, and like any pump, it performs best when the fluid it moves is light, smooth, and well balanced. And don't forget magnesium, an essential mineral for heart health. It regulates heartbeat, relaxes blood vessels, calms the nervous system. Yet most seniors are deficient without realizing it. A high-quality magnesium supplement like magnesium glycinate or citrate, or magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, avocados, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate can make a noticeable difference in your heart rate within days. So if your resting heart rate is high, don't ignore it, but don't fear it either. It's not a diagnosis, it's an invitation, a chance to return to rhythm, a chance to give your heart and your entire body permission to slow down and strengthen. And if your resting heart rate is already low and healthy, protect it. Don't wait for illness to start building your habits. Keep breathing, keep walking, keep hydrating. Keep calming your system every single day, even when you feel fine, because a calm heart is a capable heart. A calm heart is a longer living heart. And a calm heart gives you something no pill ever could: peace inside your own body. Now, let's talk about something just as critical: how quickly you recover from a setback. Resilience isn't measured in minutes or hours. It's not about how fast the clock ticks. It's about how you respond, especially when things go wrong. Resilience is how quickly you bounce back after a fall, an illness, a disappointment, a loss. And as it turns out, your recovery speed might be one of the most accurate predictors of how long you'll live. Most people think longevity is about avoiding setbacks, but that's not how life works, especially. As we age, setbacks will come, a cold that lingers longer than expected, a stumble on the stairs, the loss of someone dear. A change in routine that leaves you emotionally unmoored. These moments aren't unusual, they're the landscape of aging. What matters isn't whether they happen, what matters is how quickly you come back. Because recovery speed reveals something deeper, it shows that your body still adapts, that your nervous system can regulate after stress, that your immune system doesn't stay inflamed, that your mind doesn't get stuck in grief or frustration, that you still possess the inner flexibility to bend without breaking, and that more than any lab result or fitness tracker is the clearest sign that you are still very much alive. Let's start with the physical side. Say you catch a cold. Do you recover in a few days or does it drag on for weeks? Say you strain your back. Does it settle with a bit of rest and movement or does it keep flaring up every time you return to normal life? The older you get, the more these questions matter because delayed recovery isn't just about aging bones or a slower metabolism. It's about chronic inflammation. It's about a system that no longer knows how or when to turn off the fight response, and that's a red flag. Quick recovery means your immune system is still intelligent. It knows when to respond, when to repair, when to release. It means your hormones still cycle properly. It means your cells still obey the body's commands, and it means your mindset still supports healing instead of resisting it. Now let's look at the emotional side, because resilience there looks different, but it's just as vital. How long do you stay upset after a difficult interaction? How many days does grief pull you away from eating well, from sleeping deeply, from reaching out to a friend? How deeply does disappointment sink into your bones before you shake it off and move again? People who bounce back faster emotionally aren't cold. They're not detached. They're not suppressing what they feel. They're regulated. Their nervous systems don't overcook every hardship. They don't marinate in self-pity. They don't deny sadness. They move through it. And that kind of emotional regulation is protective. It lowers cortisol. It reduces inflammation. It safeguards memory and sleep. In fact, studies show that people who process grief efficiently experience fewer long-term physical illnesses. Why? Because their system knows how to let go. But here's the truth, this kind of recovery isn't luck. It's not just genetics. It's a practice. It's a trainable skill. So where do you start? Start with routine. The body loves rhythm. Wake up at the same time each day. Eat meals at regular intervals. Move your body daily, even lightly. These small anchors stabilize the nervous system, so that when disruption hits, it doesn't unravel. It returns to center faster. Then build connection. Don't isolate when something goes wrong. Don't disappear. Don't convince yourself you're a burden, because recovery is always faster in community. A phone call, a coffee with a neighbor, a shared laugh with your grandchild. These aren't just social moments, they are biological upgrades. They turn your system back on. And above all, trust your capacity to heal, even when things take time, even when the setback is massive, even when progress is slow, because your body listens to belief. If you believe you're fragile, it becomes fragile. But if you believe you're still trainable, still adaptable, still capable of recovery, your body rises to match that belief. That shift alone can change your chemistry. Resilience doesn't mean you never fall. It means you don't stay down. It means your bones still rebuild after strain, your lungs still strengthen after illness, your mind still clears after confusion, your hope still returns after disappointment, and your energy still rises after loss. So if you've noticed your recovery has slowed, don't panic, but don't accept it as your new normal either. Ask yourself, is your sleep broken? Are you moving less? Are you holding on to stress with no outlet? Are you connected to others or retreating into silence? Your answers matter. They point you toward your recovery path, because resilience can be rebuilt. At any age, your body is designed to adapt until your final breath. It may require more patience now, more intention, more listening, but that power is still in you. So the next time you face a setback, don't just endure it. Watch how you rise, because that's where your true age is revealed, not in the mirror, but in your recovery time. Your social circle loneliness kills. Research from Harvard confirms that social isolation is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day if you go days without speaking to anyone. If you feel invisible, if you've withdrawn from regular connection, that's a silent but serious health risk. But even one meaningful connection can change everything. Make it a goal to talk, share, and listen every single day. Because social ties strengthen your immunity, they reduce depression, they extend your lifespan. You don't need a crowd, you just need real connection, your optimism. This one may surprise you. Older adults who believe their future will still bring joy, love, or progress live longer. Optimism isn't blind positivity, it's emotional momentum. It shows that your spirit hasn't given up, that your inner fire is still burning. And yes, there's science to back this. Yale researchers found that seniors with a positive view of aging live on average 75 years longer than those with a negative view. That's not a placebo, that's biology responding to belief. Your body hears what your mind says about the future. Final wisdom, your future is not written in your genetics, it's hidden in your daily actions. Each of these signs, your walking pace, your grip strength, your resting heart rate, your recovery speed, your purpose, your social connection, your optimism, they're not just reflections. They're invitation signals from your body and mind telling you exactly what needs your attention. So don't ignore them, don't wait, don't assume it's too late, start now. Because the secret to living long is living aware, and every single day you stay aware is another day you stay alive.